Okay, it is August the, let's see, 5th, yes, of 2011. For those of y'all who've been keeping up with this project, I know it has been a very long time. Matter of fact, it has been so long since I've done a video update on my truck project that I had to go back and watch the last one I done just to remember what I said. It had been since December of last year since I've even done an update on it, and I'll explain why. We've basically not done a whole lot to it. As I mentioned in the last video about my friend, he never came through with buying the power steering. I never heard anything else from him, so I assume he didn't want it, since I never heard from him again. So I wound up selling most everything online. Well, had some other projects that needed money as well, so I had to kind of split the money between the two. And my body guy, he's busy. He's busy like all the rest of us are, and I need for him to do another project for me. So I thought, well, since this is a work truck and I'm not going to be, like dolling it like a show truck or anything. I'm just going to be driving it to work and hauling junk in it and towing a car every once in a while with it, stuff like that. My students, a lot of them are big into the rat rod thing now. Now, I'm not making this a full-fledged bona fide rat rod, but we kind of, since I had to go cheapy, we kind of done a cheap paint job on it and went rat rod, at least on the paint job. So basically what I done was where they had already stripped the paint off, thinking we was going to put a real paint job on it. I got some etching primer and painted all the bare metal that was exposed on it, and we tried to get most of the rust out of it. And I got some more pretty good quality primer and primed the rest of it that still had paint on it, and we'd sanded it down some and all. And then beyond that, I just went to Walmart and bought some let's see. Those of you who have been to Walmart before probably know what I'm talking about. They're cheap brand spray paint, 99 cents a can. And I thought, well, we can just do a cheap rat rod style paint job on it, and that'll get me by till later on down the road. Maybe I'm in a better position to get a real paint job on it. At least I've got what little bit of rust it had out. Probably the only thing that I'm still going to replace is this tailgate, because it is just ate out. I tried to cut some of the rust out of it before we painted it, but I'm either going to put an air gate on it, or Dennis Carpenter, I think, sells a cheap Mexican-built type of tailgate, replica tailgate for it. May just go one of those routes, or if I can just run across a good tailgate sometime or another, I'll just put another tailgate on it. But that'll do for right now. I mean, and I'm not real big into the rat rod thing. Don't get me wrong. This is not the way I wanted to go. But, it beats nothing. So what we're going to do now, we're a little over a week away from starting the new school year, and we've got this flat black paint job on it now. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and do like I had intended to do last school year, and we'll bring the 67 in here. We'll take all the wiring guts out of it, and we'll move it over to this cab. As I've said in earlier videos, this 69 cab it's a Ranger, so it's got air conditioning on it, which I know not all Rangers have air conditioning, but anyway, it's got AC on it. So we're going to have some custom hoses made. So once we get it moved over to the other chassis with the Crown Vic setup, we can hook these hoses, this air conditioning system that is in this truck, up to the Crown Vic compressor, and thus having AC. Now, once we do all the transplanting of all that in here and get this moved over to the other chassis, that's the steering column that was in my 67, the 03 on the tree. So we're going to set that 67 cab in bed that's currently on my truck now and set it on this chassis. And I don't know. We're going to let the kids put it all back together and possibly put a 302 in it, or something like that, combine it with a 3 on the column and just have just a nice little fun, I guess, off-roading type truck. I may put that low gear 6-cylinder rear end I got in it, and put some really big tires on the back of it, and just use it for, I don't know, off-roading, something like that, with the old rusted out cabin bed that we got on the other truck. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, I know I need to clean the glass. It's been sitting in here for a year now, and it's pretty filthy. But anyway, that's my plans, and like I said, not really the way I wanted to go with it, but she's got paint. We've got most of the rust out of her, so we'll get all that done and situated. And sorry it's been so long since I've done an update on it, but I've just been busy with other projects, other personal things, and things that involve me being a teacher here at school, all of the above. Oh yeah, one other thing. I know y'all see this inside, this blue inside still. What I plan on doing of that is just getting some kind of either undercoating or a cheap bed liner coating or something like that. I put undercoating on my other 67 inside the bed, and it seemed to work pretty good. For me at least, and I've done all kinds of hauling firewood and stuff like that with it, and it's held up all right. So that's probably what I'll do with this one too. Of course, this is where the gas tank will go and all that. That's something else I need to do on down the road, is find me a gas tank up under that'll go up under the bed. That may require me going junkyard hunting and maybe finding a 90-something model F-150 and getting the gas tank out from under it maybe, or something. If anybody has any better suggestions on that, other than just going and having a custom gas tank made, I don't know what else I could do. But if anybody has a better suggestion on that, I'll be more than happy to listen to it. Anyway, that's about all we have for today. Hope to do another update here in a month or two, because I hope by then we'll be starting on moving everything back over. And so once we get the kids in here and get them orientated and all that kind of stuff for the new school year, then probably shortly after that they will start working on it, and then I will start doing updates again. So we'll talk to you here in another month or so, hopefully. Thanks.